Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BABAL, YAHAWASHI, BABAL, double honors to the elders and apostles of the Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole faith of Israel. As you can see, the title of this article, Human 2.0, how far will future humans go to upgrade their bodies? And this article came out last year, as you can see, October 7th, 2019, which was the year of the Karagma, and today's date being October 27, 2020, year of prophecy. So, going into Esau, Edom, Soka, white man, his New World Order dream, part of it is receiving immortal bodies, because he knows as long as he dies, his kingdom is going to be limited and always be vain. Okay, your rulership, your dominion, and your authority will always be vain as long as the body continues to die. So when he gets up in age, he can't do the things that he could do when he was in his youth. All right, now he has to get heart transplants. He has to get, whatever amount of thing to try to preserve the body, all right, in its dying state. But nonetheless, the body will die. Okay, because ultimately, you die because you sin. All right, so Esau, the so-called white man, he's trying to pretty much create a loophole so that he makes the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai obsolete. That's why he wants to make literally a new world. Okay, he thinks he's going to make a new world. All right, according to his new world order. All right, but again, a part of it is that this RFID chip technology, which is the mark of the beast, is just an entry-level technology for him and his new world order plans. He wants to turn you into a cyborg, and not you first and foremost, but ultimately himself first. All right, so he can make himself God on the planet Earth, think faster, run faster, jump higher, be God on the planet Earth. And ultimately, this is what he was rejected from. Okay, because he did not receive the blessing, he was rejected. All right, but again, Esau, even so, a white man trying to get a loophole, trying to get past prophecy at the end of the day. But I will so I don't ramble, I can I'll get a precept. I'll get Romans chapter 9, because ultimately this is only promised to the Israelites, all right, going into the new body. Okay, I'm gonna get some new body precepts, but this is only ultimately promised to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans. You're gonna be perfect, you're gonna live forever, because you're going to be receiving these new bodies, which is that second covenant. I can probably get that too. What was I gonna get again? Oh yeah, Romans 9. So Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants. All right, because his laws and commandments, all right, is the contract. All right, continuing in the giving of the law. All right, so the law is going to be given unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Of course, you get precepts to prove all this. All right, which I can get real quick. So it's only be given up to us to be perfect. This is Psalm 147 in verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Okay, Israel being so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, you are the children of Yahweh Shem Shai. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. So the Lord hasn't given Esau, Edom, and so-called white man, or the other heathen nations, the instructions on immortality, okay, to live forever. All right, he's given them the instructions of death. Okay, going to Esau, even so, white man, he's been given the instructions of death. Okay, going into the red horse, was given a great sword. Was sent to take peace from the earth. All right, he was designed to be the wicked. Okay, because that's what the Lord said in the book of Proverbs. He made all things for himself, even the wicked for that day of evil. So that's what so-called white man is designed for. He's been given the instructions of death. All right, but not the instructions of life. So him living forever, okay, is not possible, because he's not been given the instructions to live forever, because he can only do what? Bad. He can't do no good. All right. So he's gonna sin, and the wages of sin is death. Okay, you're gonna die if you sin. Okay, so this hope and dream is all vanity. All right, him with these new bodies. He's only promised unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Romans chapter 9, I read verse 4 again. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. All right, so the promises that you're going to receive these new bodies. All right, and according to the promises. All right. Now I'm gonna get some new body precepts. This is Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31 and verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. So you northern kingdom tribes and you southern kingdom tribes. Okay, going down from tribe of Judah all the way down to tribe of Issachar. Okay, the new covenant is going to be with you. Okay, we're not in that new covenant yet. We're in the transition period. That's why we're in grace, the period of grace. Okay, which the Heavenly Father gave us YAHAWASHI, we can be covered in this grace period. All right, but if you're not covered in this grace period, by the blood of YAHAWASHI, you're not gonna make it on this side. Going into 2/3 of one people. But this is the new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, verse 32. Not according to the covenant I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break. Okay, we broke it because it was fault in us. All right. So what's going to be happening is, again, we're going to get these new bodies. Although I was an husband unto them, being married, okay, joined together. All right, he gave us his name. All right, put it on us. All right, going into our head tribe, Yahawadah. Okay, that's how you say it in the Paleo Hebrew, in a proper tongue, and it's not Judah. All right, but again, we use terms of reference when we're teaching, but it's Yahawadah. Yahweh thanks. All right, it says, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI. Okay, so and that's going to happen. Going to this new covenant, it's going to happen once we get changed and get beamed up. Okay, and receive our new bodies. Okay, we get beamed out of this spiritual Egypt. Okay, because it says their dead bodies shall lie in the streets. All right, which is spiritually known as Sodom, and spiritually known as Egypt. Okay, those dead bodies are going to us being in a dead state. Okay, dead state of mind. We didn't know who we were. Okay, we lost our way. Jeremiah 17:4. All right, we were spiritually dead. All right, but we've been quickened and made alive by the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, waking us up to his knowledge. All right, but going back to this precept, Jeremiah 31:33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, say the Lord YAHAWASHI, I will put my laws in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, YAHAWASHI, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them. So this is talking about the Israelites. Okay, so the other heathen nations, all right, they're not going to have this promise. Okay, we're going to have to teach them. Okay, we're not going to have to teach each other. All right, we're going to have to teach these other heathen nations. All right, it says, saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, for I will forgive their iniquity and I will remember their sins no more. All right, so again, that's why we have YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI is a name, is a omen, nomen. Okay, meaning he saves, he delivers. Okay, he's gonna save us, from this hellhole. Okay, this hellish condition, which is, we're in hell. All right, from hell. Okay. Staying on track, verse 35. Thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves roar thereof. The Lord YAHAWASHI of hosts is his name of armies. Okay, verse 36. If these ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So obviously that's not possible. Okay, so the Lord has not forsaken us. All right, so again, all things had to play out according to prophecy. All right, but this is now the time, going to the time where now these last days, it's promised unto us that we're going to receive these new bodies. All right. And it says again, if heaven above can be measured, all right, that will be cast away. But obviously, it's still here. All right, so that means we haven't been cast away. But let me get some of this article, because there's some points I'm getting. I'm going to get into some new body precepts. It says, here you go. Here's some bullet points. I'll start from here. It says, new technology advancements are following us to enhance our abilities as well as help those who are disabled. All right, so this is going to Esau and his left-hand miracles. All right, so I was going to deceive people into taking that chip. All right, it says bionic eyes will allow wearers to see the infrared spectrum. Okay, so seeing colors of the spectrum that the normal eye cannot see. Okay, cannot see infrared. All right, and it cannot see I forgot what the other one was. Is infrared. I can probably just Google. I still on the tip of my tongue. I can't forget it. I keep forgetting it. Light spectrum, infrared, and there's other things too, like you can't see sonar. There's certain wavelengths the eyes can't pick up here. Infrared and ultraviolet. Yeah, ultraviolet light. Okay, so the light part is the actual light of the light to the color spectrum we can see with our own eyes, but then outside of that is what we can't see. And you can see it's a very, very small slither. When you zoom in, we can only see so much. So we can't see microwaves, can't see radio waves, radar. Okay, the eye can only pick up so much. All right, but this is what this devil's trying to promise with his technology. All right. It says researchers developed artificial skin that allows a wearer to feel magnetic fields and sound wave vibrations. So try to make a left-hand spiritual body. Okay, you can be in tune with the environment around you. All right. That's what the devil's trying to promise, which is already ultimately righteously promised onto us. Okay, but this is him trying to exalt himself above the Most High. It says a brain implant uses machine learning algorithms to enhance human memory. Okay, so brain chips. Okay, that's why you have things like Neuralink. Okay, so going to his chip technology, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, this portable exosuit increases human endurance. Okay, you're gonna have these exosuits. Okay, you're just gonna start with an exosuit, then you're gonna become the suit. Okay, again, he wants to make you a cyborg. What will future humans look like? All right, this is Esau Edom Soka White Man in his dream. All right, and it's all madness. Okay, and there's so many loopholes. Okay, so you're biohacking. Okay, here, bionic eyes will allow wearers to see the infrared spectrum, so it goes into his technology. And he's spending, think about this, he's spending a lot of day hours and money and resources on trying to receive this. And guess what? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, are going to, right now, the first fruit of the elect, you're going to receive these for free. Okay, that's why the Lord said, it's the suffering we're going through this present time is not worthy to compare to the glory that shall be revealed in us. Okay, the Lord's going to glorify us. All right, here. And to show you that this stuff is real, okay? Because if it wasn't, this devil wouldn't try to achieve it. He wouldn't waste money on it, okay? He's just doing it the left-hand way, all right? It says researchers develop artificial skin that allows the wearer to feel magnetic fields, which I already read this, all right? But it goes into it, brain chips, all right? Hand chips, portable exosuits, so you can run really fast, jump high, okay? Fly, all right? Turn invisible, control weather patterns, but here, let me just get into it. This is that mystery. This is 1 Corinthians 15. I'll start at verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Why cannot flesh and blood inherit the kingdom? All right, because it's sinful. All right, going into our iniquities have separated us from our power. That's why we've been so removed, because these bodies, there's no good thing here in these bodies. All right, our spirit is totally righteous, but our flesh, our house right now is subject to sin. Okay, so that's why we're going to be changed. All right, it says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. That's why, when the elect get beamed up, those will, be part of the number. We're not going to have these same fleshly bodies, okay? They're not going to be able to enter into the chariot, okay? Because these vehicles that we're getting ready to enter into, they're interdimensional. They travel very, very fast, can stop on a dime, reappear, disappear. Okay, these bodies would be like jello in there, all right? Continuing, neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption, okay? These bodies are corruptible, all right? It's verse 51, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So we shall be changed. So going into us being changed, talking about new bodies. So beholding the twinkling of an eye. That's why, going into, when the elect get beamed up, it's going to be at the snap of a finger. All right, very, very, very quick. Okay, that's what the twinkling of an eye means. Pretty much like a blink. Okay. Said at the last trump, because here in the last days, the last trump is these thermonuclear missiles that reign here in so-called America and wherever else they hit, but exclusively here in so-called America. All right, the last trump, and going to the elect, they're going to be delivered between the 6th and 7th trumpet. Okay, this trumpet is pretty much representation of destruction. Okay, because you have different trumpet sounds for different meanings, but these trumpets that are being blown is for destruction. All right, so between the 6th and 7th trumpet, that's when the elect are going to get deemed up. That's why I should just say they shall be scarcely saved. All right. But they're always good because they're in the hands of the Lord. But it says that they shall be raised incorruptible, because again, we're going to be changed. All right. Verse 53, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So, again, that's why the second covenant is established, because these laws, statutes, commandments, which were perfect from the beginning, they're going to be put in a perfect body. Okay, so they can pretty much not be warned against each other no more. Okay, going into the flesh and the spirit. Okay, so immortal, we wouldn't live forever, because we're going to be perfect. All right, we're not going to be full of sin. Verse 54, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that it is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Again, we die because we sin. All right, ever since, through the envy of the devil, sin entered into the world through the woman. All right, that's why through her we all die. Nonetheless, that's what happened. All right, and since then, since the time of Adam, we all fell. Every one of us, from the time of Adam after, we all died. Okay, plenty of times. All right, but no more death is going to get the victory over us. Okay, no more going to think in the back of your mind like, damn, I'm getting old. It's almost that time to leave. All right, even a lot of our people don't even get to think like that, because they die at a very young age. All right, because of the curses. Verse 55, and death, where's thy sting? O grave, where's thy victory? All right, here, verse 56, the sting of death is sin. All right, there you go. And the strength of sin is the law. So that's what the law, statutes, commandments going to be in our inward parts. All right, so we're going to be perfect. We're not going to lose to death no more. 57, but thanks be to the Most High, all right, the power which giveth us the victory through our Lord YAHAWASHI Mashiach. So with YAHAWASHI returning, he says he's not returning as a man, okay, because I'll get 1 John the 3rd chapter. It says when he returns we shall be like him. Okay, it does not appear yet what we shall be. We don't know how the body is going to look, feel, smell like. We don't know how big we're going to be. We know our stature is going to be a lot bigger. All right, we know we're going to the promises, but we can't show you. Okay, we can't go in a lab and say, hey, this is what the Lord's been working on. When he said, I prepared a place for thee, and this and that. But ultimately, again, it's come down to faith. But when Yahawashi returns, that's how we know. Let's get Philippians. He's going to change our vile bodies like onto his glorious body. All right. Philippians chapter 4. And whoops. Here. It's Philippians 4. No, my bad. Philippians 3. And start at verse 20. Philippians 3 verse 20. For our conversation is in heaven. All right, so going into 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, going into what manner man ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, talking about godly things to come. All right, putting our treasures in heaven. Okay, and talking about our conversation in heaven, everything that we gave up for on this side, Lord says he's gonna give us 100-fold, and that's gonna come, when Yahushua returns. Okay, which you'll say like, I speak as a man or a righteous Santa Claus. All right, Philippians 3 and 20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahushua Mashiach. So that's why we're supposed to look up. All right, not looking down at the ground. Okay, we have hope. We're not supposed to sorrow as others, because a lot of people can lose their hope. Our hope is to come. All right, our hope was with this place being destroyed. All right, and verse 21. Who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able to subdue all things unto himself. So again, Yahushua has a glorious body. All right, being able to put everything under his feet, because he's been given all authority and power. Okay, under the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Okay, and us being joint heirs, we're gonna get a part of that. Okay, and that's what's promised unto us, because we read Romans 9th chapter. All right, which I'm gonna close out here. Well, let me check Romans if I missed something, just in case. I think that was the point I wanted, though. Yep. I can read, verse 5, Romans 9 and 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahushua came. Okay, so Yahushua only came for his elect. All right, ultimately his people, who is overall the Most High, blessed forever. Amen. All right, so Yahushua came, for his people. All right, so that's ultimately again who this promise is given to. So that's why he came for them. All right, for us. But again, let me close out here. 1 John 3. And I'll just get to the point. I'll just start at the top. 1 John 3, and I'll read down to verse 3, then I'll close out. 1 John 3 and verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. All right, princes of the power. Okay, that's why he said, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Okay, he loved us first. All right, continuing, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore, the world kneweth us not, because it kneweth him not. Okay, so that's why we're not accepted. Okay, and coming to times we're coming into, we're getting ready to be deemed terrorists, the scum of the earth, and whatever this devil tries to put out, to try to confound us, or pretty much going into persecution, persecute us. The Lord is going to ultimately justify us, because he that justifieth us is near. Okay, so we don't have to worry about all that. But it says, and then again, going to walk in the walk that the Yahawashi walked, this is what he went through. Okay, and that's why I made the comparison. The world kneweth us not, because it kneweth him not. Okay, and continuing. Let me wrap this up. Verse 2, beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High. All right, so how are we called sons of the Most High again? Because of Yahawashi. All right, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And Yahawashi is perfect. He's received his glory in the heavens, and we're up next. Okay, every man in his own order. All right, under YAHAWASHI. All right, yeah, let me wrap this up. So yeah, since we be like him again, Yahawashi does not come back as a man; he's come back as an angelic power. Okay, going into having the gift of the angels, being perfect and yet still being in the flesh, because Yahawashi best believe he's gonna have seed, he's gonna have wives. Okay, get pretty much the kingdom of King Solomon continue. All right, but like what they say on steroids. Okay, House of David on steroids. Verse 3: every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. So so with that, those words be edifying. Those think about praise to YAHAWASHI, God belongs to the elders and apostles of MILLSTONE. Peace and blessed, hopefully, Shalom.